What's up, legends? I wanted to share week 2 of my TRT journey. Now, keeping in mind, I'm going on a fair bit of broken sleep here. Props to my wife. She's handling the brunt of it, but we just had our third child. Literally a week ago on Wednesday, the 3rd of December. So this is all, although the child came recently and sleep is not great, I still feel like there are some subtle changes occurring. Ever so subtle, and I wanted to share them with you today. Morning erections. So this is one thing that I haven't had, like, once in a blue moon. Probably for the last 5 to 6 years have I had a morning erection. Very rare. One thing I've noticed is over the last week, I've woken up probably 2 or 3 days with one, which was, I don't know, that's not a dramatic thing, but it was noticeable for me, and I guess it's a sign to me that something is changing in the body. Secondly, my motivation levels. So I'm not bloody, jumping off the walls, living the dream, being a productivity guru here, but I have noticed a very subtle lift in my motivation. For example, I'll get a certain task done around the house. Like this morning, for example, I had to finish the whippersnipping. I did the mowing yesterday, finished the whippersnipping in the yard. I was like, oh, you know what? I might as well trim the hedges. So I started to trim the hedges. And I said, you know what? I might as well clip these overhanging trees that are overhanging the driveway here. And I kind of was in a bit of a, whereas in the past I would normally maybe do one task and be kind of like, oh, that's enough. I'm done here. I'll do the other tasks another day. I recently have fallen into this cycle of I'm up, I'm doing something. Why not do one more thing? Is that a placebo? Maybe. Is that because I'm on holidays? Maybe. But honestly, I do feel like there is a subtle shift there. It's not consistent. It's not dramatic. But perhaps it's something. Thirdly, in the mornings, my energy, I genuinely feel like my energy is significantly better. And by significantly, I mean noticeable, but not dramatic, once again. And this is particularly noticeable because I'm actually on more broken sleep than I would usually be. And actually, to be honest, that's one major thing I hope to get out of TRT, is that knowing that I am dialing in everywhere that I can, health, nutrition, exercise, sleep, knowing that because of this stage of life, it's not ideal. I'm really hoping that TRT can help just boost me, keep me on an even keel during the challenging times, which, as a dad with young kids, you're always stressed. You're always sleep deprived. It's not going to change. And this will hopefully give me that extra boost to feel normal again. So I feel like my baseline energy overall is probably a little bit higher than in the past. I still do get the afternoon dips around 2 or 3 p.m. That's still happening to me. On some days I'm feeling very exhausted at that time. But I think for some days it's not as harsh. And I just feel like there's a baseline shift occurring. It's not dramatic once again, but it is there. When it comes to patience with the kids, I still am no saint. I'm not perfect by any means. I have snapped at the kids a number of times this week. However, I do feel like there is something occurring there where I am quicker to return to baseline. Whereas in the past, I might stew in a bit of anger or a bit of frustration with my kids. I return to a more regulated state quicker. And I'm talking pretty quick, 5 to 10 minutes. And I have had periods of that in the past, especially when my sleep is good, but I am underslept right now. And I feel like that has improved. I have been able to apologize if I've stepped over the line. I've been able to repair the relationship. And I think that's been really powerful for my children and for me. So once again, all of this is happening with a young child, Archer, a newborn actually, who was born on the 3rd of December here. So although my wife is handling the majority of looking after him, I'm helping out here and there and supporting her where I can. My responsibility is with both of the other young kids. So that is, that's a lot. I do have the privilege of being on parental leave here in Australia. So I do have some time off. I've got another 4 or so weeks off. So that gives me a bit of extra space to do the cooking, the cleaning, all the other stuff, the looking after of the kids. But really, with all that in mind, there's a newborn here. And there are some changes occurring. And one thing that I've considered is it the testosterone, or is it because I am thinking about the changes regularly? And what I mean by that is the fact that I'm trying to be aware of things like my motivation, of things like my patience with the kids and ability to self-regulate. Is that awareness itself helping with these things, or is it actually the testosterone? And look, I think, to be honest, a bit of both. But I can't deny that 2 weeks in, on 100 milligrams per week of testosterone, there's some subtle shifts occurring. It's not mind-blowing, world-changing, over-the-moon shifts like some guys mention, but it is something, and I'm really looking forward to the next 4 to 6 weeks and seeing how I feel then, where the real changes are meant to be occurring. So thanks for listening. I hope you can join my journey in testosterone replacement therapy. I'm sharing this because I really feel like, I don't think it's normal to be tired, exhausted, stressed, flat, anxious, depressed all the time as a father. And those were things that I was feeling often. I'm noticing some subtle shifts now, and I'm continuing to share the journey so that, maybe this might open eyes to other fathers in a similar position. And also, I want to track my progress. I want to track whether or not this is working. Is this doing anything? Are there side effects? And I guess one thing I will mention, there's no noticeable side effects as yet. Once again, that could change in a few weeks. But right now, overall, the changes seem to be very subtly positive. So if you're a dad, if you're tired, exhausted, worn down, if you're thinking about using TRT, or you are on TRT and have had positive or negative experiences, I'd invite you to comment below. I'm curious to know, curious to hear about other dads in similar positions. I read every comment. I respond to every comment. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon. Peace.